All right, so I'm just gonna give my quick thoughts on all these games. There's some games I didn't watch like because of work, so like most of the early ones, but I was able to like skim through them and kind of actually get an opinion. So I thought NYSL was going to beat Ultra, but boy, was I proven wrong. Fucking Kleenex on land, crazy man, dropped 101 kills in this series. But the funny stat I thought was the fact that Insight had 46 less kills than him in the whole entire series. I know they play completely different roles, but I kind of feel like that's like a bit too big of a difference, honestly. But yeah, Toronto Ultra looking good on land. Do I think they're at that level to like beat a team like FaZe? They beat one of the top teams, which I said they couldn't do, so that's already a step in the right direction. Now they gotta go to the. Now they gotta play like the LA Thieves on a good day, not like fucking today. And they gotta play fucking FaZe on a good day, you know. So we'll see. But yeah, good for them popping that out. I just feel like New York right now is in a slump, but it's nothing to worry about. Nothing to cause a roster change about. LAG's Seattle Surge. LAG put up a bigger fight than I thought, but the overall outcome, we all knew Seattle Surge was going to win. And if they didn't, it would be a shocker. The Boston Breach OpTic Texas game. In my predictions, I said OpTic Texas, but like I knew it was a series that could go either way, so I ended up just doing like a fucking 50-50. I literally said just whoever wins the first map. I said if Boston wins the first map, OpTic's going to be tweaking. They're in front of their home fans. They're not trying to fuck up. Like that, like insta-doubts just going to set in, especially with fucking Dan Ghosty there. He's going to be extra nervous. And sure enough, Boston squeaked out that first map. It was a close first map. And then the trolls began. Second map. OpTic playing another fucking Fortress. Why do you keep playing Fortress Control over and over again? I literally cannot tell you why. I have zero clue why they keep playing Fortress Control and S&D over and over and over again. Do you not have a fucking map pool? If you're dominating these respawns and scrims like you say you are, why do you need to keep playing Fortress? It does no favors for you. It is the Sesame Street of all Sesame Street maps. Like just completely takes skill out of the equation in my opinion. And like if this roster claims to be as skilled as possible, they shouldn't have to be playing that, because like they just play way too much. And Boston 3-0'd them after they won the first map. They were tweaking. Beans had his way. Dude, he was porking them. And he brought the beans, you know? That was fucking terrible. I don't know. I was trying to think of something clever. I actually thought Thieves were going to win this. In my predictions, I said Thieves were going to win this because I just knew how good they were on land. But boy, should I never doubt my fucking favorite team in the CDL ever again. My favorite team, though. Not my favorite org, but my favorite team in the CDL. I should never doubt them again. This was a DoorDash challenge. This was a water pot challenge. For those of you who don't know what the water pot challenge is, I came up with it. I know, I'm clever. It's me putting water on the stove, turning on the stove. Is the water gonna boil before the map ends? And boy, that S&D was fucking quick. Like they were they were playing this map. FaZe was playing this map like they had like another place to be. Like so Thieves came out very flat. I heard a few people also say that Thieves at these tournaments have been known to come out flat and then go on to losers and make the run, which obviously didn't happen. But FaZe came out and just they went to Burger King, bro. They probably went to Burger King because they were having it their way. Vegas beat LAG. Poor LAG, you know, RCDs couldn't play, had to bring in their coach, who ended up winning a map or two, or was it one? No, it was one. It was fucking 3-1. Derp. So stupid. I didn't watch this match, by the way. I was like, if there's any match I could miss, it's the it's fucking two of the bottom teams. So while I was out working, I was fucking grocery shopping, so I missed this one. The outcome I knew would happen, but LAG just went through a lot of like unfortunate circumstances because they're playing really well in the match against Seattle Surge, and like maybe if they were all just like without all like without all like the BS, if like their full roster was there, this series maybe could have went a different way because they're playing really good. I was surprised, and for me, I just don't think Jodeci's is it. Like on land, have not seen him perform at all. I'm not even sure if I've seen a series on land in the pro league, not challengers, in the pro league where he's had like a positive overall KD series. Like I just have not seen him perform on land at all. I don't know. I don't know about that one, but we're gonna move on. Minnesota Rocker mentally in the dumps. It's crazy because I feel like they need roster changes, but I think even more importantly, I don't even think they need to wipe the full coaching staff. I just think Brian Saint needs to get out of there. Like, I feel like Looney is actually a pretty good coach. He's like the type of guy that can just fucking say how he is. He's a good Call of Duty mind. But like, and like, let's not get it twisted. I'm not an advocate for anyone losing their job. This is the last thing I want to see. Like, if you guys ever hear me talk about Call of Duty and a person having to get dropped from the team, like, I truly do wish, like, the best for them. Like, I still want the best for everybody, but we're talking specifically about the game. So I just had to clarify that. But yeah, Brian Say, I mean, fuck, what has he done as a coach in his time as Rocker? I'm not even going to count that major they won in Cold War. I'm just going to say that was all Standy coming on and putting the Jansport, honestly. I've never seen a rookie come in. Obviously, we see Scrappy this year, but I've never seen a rookie like Standy just come in and literally transform an average team. Scrappy's joining an already good team. Standy literally joined an average team and literally was the fucking star and led them to a major. It was literally all him, in my opinion. Like, he elevated everyone else to, like, play good enough to win that major. But, Minnesota Rocker, at the moment, they're in a mental slump. Honestly, I kind of feel like it could be like a Seattle Surge thing where they just, like, stick through this rough period and, like, bounce back. Like, honestly, maybe the only change would be either like Attach or Cammy, but I don't think they're gonna let Attach go, so it'd have to be Cammy. Like, I'm still an advocate for Bance. I know they're not gonna drop Afro. He's kind of like their star SMG player, but I feel like fucking Bance is really good. I feel like a lot of people underrate him, but LA Thieves were playing pubs in that game. Watching that game and just seeing all the mistakes Rocker made, are just kind of like, yeah, bro, they almost don't care anymore. Royal Ravens, OpTic Texas. Royal Ravens should have won this series. I predicted Ravens to win this because I just knew OpTic was tweaking, being in the losers, and like the doubt of getting OFR'd. Royal Ravens choked around. That could have made it 5-5 when Asim got fucking turned on by Ghosty. But and then Royal Ravens had a significant lead. They were up 177 to 100 on Mercado Hardpoint going back into P1, and like with a lead that big, bro, you could chalk up even one hill even and just focus on the next, but like they had no plan. I watched OpTic just slay them out like 3 lives in a row, all 4 of them, and held them back in the P3, and were able to like chain P1 and P2 and like fucking come back and win that game. So it was great resilience out of OpTic, but I feel really bad for London because like they had an opportunity to win that series. I feel also if like they dropped Paul X and got an actual SMG player, then I feel like this under roster would actually be elevated even more and would actually be like up even in the middle of the pack. Even some would even say top 5, honestly, at some point, like depending on how up and down teams are. I actually kind of feel like they actually found their footing from being like no hope bottom of the league. Now I feel like there's actually like signs of life and hope, and like Major 4 qualifiers are going to be very interesting for them. And Florida Mutineers, Subliners, this was the exact same thing as the Thieves series. 2 dominant respawn teams that you expected were going to have their way with these teams. Everyone predicted 100% New York and LA to take these series, but like New York had the lead, basically had the win like in a gift, and just threw away the lead, and Mutineers somehow won that first map, Hardpoint Hotel. I was actually mind blown. That's going to be a series and a map I review after the major's over because they're going to have like the 2-week break, so I'm going to be going over maps, so stay tuned for that. But it was just a map. It was just a match where after New York lost that, I kind of feel like just in the back of their heads, everyone has like those like times when like they feel like they should have won a game and then they lose it, and then that's just in the back of your mind for the rest of this series, and like you just can't mentally truly come back into it. And I kind of feel like that's what happened in New York, and then Florida took complete advantage of that momentum and like just like the mental and just like the mental game, because it's more than just a skill game, it's also a mental game, as we found on this major with half these results. And Florida were able to take that, so that's a step in the right direction for Florida. And we're probably not gonna have time for clips. I thought I was gonna quickly review these matches, but boy do I talk. But that's just, that's me. So probably gonna do like the clips in another video. I'll probably do like a separate video for just clips from these matches. Yeah, so yeah, LA Thieves, Vegas Legion, this was the exact same thing. Like, what more can you say about having like basically like a 200 point lead, even a 160 point lead, whatever. It was like no way in any universe, in any metaverse, in any world that fucking Kang has went to and tried to conquer, there's no world, no like parallel fucking dimension where you should be blowing a lead like this, especially when you're a top 2 team in the game, considered a top 2 team, and you're literally playing you're playing like a fucking bottom 4 team, and you have like that big a lead. Like, you could literally chalk up 2 hills. Everyone on the team could literally drop their controller for 2 hills and set up at like the 3rd hill and hold that and win the game. Like, it was that big a lead, and I'm just mind blown. I think they just got too comfortable. Like, man, this is a bottom team, we're shitting on them, and they kind of let their foot off the gas. But now I think a lesson teams are learning, like New York and now LA Thieves, like, you literally, if you have your fucking foot on them, bro, you need to keep on that shit. You cannot let go. You got to keep your foot on the pedal throughout the whole game. You cannot, like, we're seeing how close competition is now, that if you even like ease up just a bit, these teams catch up. And I was mind blown because I was watching that like, yeah, this is kind of over, and then it was like, oh, and like you saw Vegas like in like the kill feed at one point, like literally kill LA Thieves for like 6 straight kill feeds, just all orange, and I was like, what is going on? But like, wow. After that one, I kind of feel like LA Thieves was just like nervous. You notice like in their gameplay, they weren't playing the same. There's a lot of times they weren't getting trades, like on Ellis Silo, S&D. There was one round when Envoy and Turo were literally having like a 5-minute SMG gunfight out in the open on fucking B-bomb, and not a single person was helping. So yeah, that was one thing. He probably thought someone was watching fucking 2 rows back, but still, bro, they're fighting for so long. And just like, I saw stuff like that, and you could just tell like this well-oiled machine was not a well-oiled machine, and like they just lost full composure. So it was pretty easy to see that first map tilted them mentally, and then like they just trolled. And yeah, Vegas is able to take it. Now we have like an interesting bracket now. So now it's like really exciting. A lot of top teams are out. LA Thieves and NYSL are out. So I know Atlanta FaZe is licking their lips right now. Like, wow, we actually have kind of like a free thing going on here. We kind of have a free run if we can make it by fucking Seattle Surge. I don't think Atlanta FaZe is that intimidated by Ultra, honestly, even though Ultra's playing really well. I don't think they're that intimidated by, because it's either Ultra or Breach, and I'm pretty sure like they got that no matter what. So predictions, fuck, you guys are gonna hate me. I'm gonna go with Florida Mutineers just because of the matchups they had in the past, and Florida really has nothing to lose. OpTic has everything to lose, but if OpTic wins that, they could actually make a run here. In my predictions, I put Seattle Surge gonna beat Atlanta FaZe, because I just feel like that's a matchup for FaZe where they just tweak, almost like OpTic, where they just tweak. And Mac plays extremely well against FaZe. I notice every single time he could be having these slumps that everyone talks about, but the second he plays FaZe, you notice in his respawns, he's frying. Ultra versus Breach. Breach is playing very well. This is a great matchup, and it's Beans versus Scrappy. Gonna be a lot of shit talking here. So Ultra, Ultra Phase Florida.